Networking and marketing made simple is for you, the business owner that has a product, service, or message that you truly believe in. My name is Scott Aaron, and each week we'll take a behind-the-scenes look at real-world networking and marketing tactics while leveraging LinkedIn to get what you have in front of many more people. Thanks for spending time with me, and let's get started. Hey, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Networking and Marketing Made Simple. Super excited for today's episode. Number one, we got another interview coming at you. And number two, talking about, honestly, one of my favorite topics. And it's one that people honestly reach out to Nancy and I all the time. And it's about PR. And I have an expert with me today to talk about all that and more. So Heather Holmes, welcome to today's episode.
Yeah, I'm excited to be here.
So let's dive right in. And before we talk about everything that you're focusing on now and everything related to PR, if you could first rewind the tape on your professional journey and press stop at a particular point in time that you feel was that jumping off moment for you or that catalytic moment for you that kind of set you on this path of PR and beyond, what was that moment for you?
Yeah, my dad and uncle were really successful entrepreneurs, so I grew up seeing them as an entrepreneur, really successful in real estate. And then my dad died on Christmas, my senior year of high school. My uncle died 2 years later, and I wanted to honor them. I wanted to build a legacy. So that's really where my passion for entrepreneurship came from. I went to school for communications. I was always, advocating for causes and, rallying around different people and missions. So that was really my heart. I graduated, I worked at an investment company. And then from there, I worked at an ad agency. And it was in my early 20s where a local TV station came to my house, did a full feature on me and my story of, at the time when people graduated college in 2011, a lot of people couldn't find a job in their degree. And so it was really called like the boomerang kids that had a college degree, couldn't find a job, lived at home. So it was that like opportunity that made me really fall in love with publicity even more so. I then worked at an ad agency doing PR, learned the basics. I was there for 3.5 years. But when you work at an agency, it's definitely like 15-hour days, don't leave your desk. And I knew there was something beyond that. So I did PR for 3.5 years. June 15, 2015, I left. And then slowly started my company. Now today, Publicity for Good. We're a full-time team of almost 40. We work with over 300 incredible brands all across the US and other countries. And our mission day in and day out is getting our clients in the media. And that's really earned media, local TV, podcasts, articles, magazines consistently. So that's really what we do. And that's like the journey.
So looking back on your working for others days compared to what you're doing now with your own business,
Mm-hmm.
what do you feel was the biggest lesson you learned working for someone else that enabled you to work for yourself?
I still had the hustle when I was working for someone else. Like, I had my planner and I would literally note how many people I called and emailed to book an interview, which is how in 3.5 years I was able, to weekly secure 35 media interviews every single week. That's like the first thing. I was also on the new business development side. So, when I was at the agency, I did secure the most amount of meetings with potential new clients. So my passion and grit and hustle was very transferable. Like biggest lessons, like I learned the foundation. I believe you absolutely like need to start somewhere. And what I think is so interesting now is like, I've been doing PR for almost 13 years. Like this is my life mission, right? Like, you're a publicist when you have more media members in your cell phone than like personal contacts. But I find so many people now are doing PR and they're doing PR because they had their own success and they're trying to sell services. So there's a lot of people trying to sell a service, but they're not necessarily in the trenches every day. So I think the biggest lesson in the affirmation that I have every day is like getting people in the media. I've been almost doing this for 13 years. I've seen businesses grow. I've seen companies have an exit. I've seen, founders rank on Google from the power of getting in publicity. So I know that this is what I'm supposed to be doing. But I also know as well that it's the fastest way to grow your business because you're getting in front of new audiences. You can incorporate all the media logos in your marketing. You're building a community. You're driving traffic to your offer. So I've seen how businesses and entrepreneurs have scaled through getting in the media.
So if someone was to ask you what really differentiates you and your PR firm compared to others that are out there, what would you say are the big differentiating factors?
So I would say it's a couple of things. Is that we start pitching you in the first week. Most agencies won't start pitching probably until month 2. And maybe it's like a 90-day contract, and then they have a media opportunity and they say, hey, by the way, we got this. No, by the way, you have to resign. So we're very much on the execution side. We live, eat, and breathe media relationships, what's trending in the news, texting the media, right? Like, which is a benefit to our clients. So that's the first difference. The second difference is the purpose-driven component, and that we really work with purpose-driven brands. And we also build industry leaders. So I have seen people grow their business by 40% from getting in the media. I have seen product-based companies who have product at Target get a feature on Good Morning America. They send it to their Target broker, and now the Target broker wants more products. So it's the execution piece, it's the consistency piece, it's the intentionality piece, and then it's always having the holistic conversation. Well, how are you using your publicity and your marketing? How are you integrating it? What are next steps? If you're running paid traffic, you need to make sure that you're incorporating your TV clip in Meta. You need to be ensuring that all of your press you're posting on LinkedIn, right? To me, it's very holistic 360.
No, I couldn't agree more. And I think people also have heard about PR, but they're not really sure exactly what it is or who it's right for. So I have a very diverse listening base. So if you were to help explain or carve out a clear path for the people that are listening to this or even watching this, so they're more in the understanding of, who PR is for and when it's the right time to launch a PR campaign, how would you best describe that to the audience?
So I think first it depends on what are your business goals, right? Like, are you wanting to exit? Are you wanting to build a personal brand? If you're wanting to build a personal brand, there's a lot that can be done to get your message in the world. Like National Social Media Day is June 30th. We just secured 2 major interviews today for an entrepreneur to share business tips for social media. So if you're wanting to scale, if you're wanting to reach new audiences, if you're wanting to be on stages, publicity will very quickly over time help you to become, a household name and or, give you more credentials. So when you have your landing page, you can add the media logos. Other reasons that I see people do PR is they're launching a new product. They have a book. They have a new set of retailers and they want to drive local awareness. All those different components.
So I know this may sound like a strange question, but are there businesses, brands, offers, products, and services that are not so much suited for PR? They're more best for organic, or how do you classify who is a good fit and who's not a good fit?
So I think it depends on goals. Number one, it depends on, do you have a story like that hero's journey, rags to riches, right? We've worked with an expert at Facebook ads, and at the time we built a story from pizza boy to 7 figures, and he was just doing 6 figures. We got him a bunch of press for National Social Media Day. He took off his publicity and ran ads to his funnel, and he scaled to 7 figures very quickly. But it really depends on, do you have a hero's journey story? Number one, do you want to step into being an expert to talk about how to scale your business? tips for moms, health and wellness, right? I would say those are the biggest components. And it also depends, are you more on the direct to consumer side? Like, are you helping people with their health? Or are you more on the, helping agencies or entrepreneurs? Because then that's a whole different strategy. And that, for you, if you're talking about LinkedIn, it's going to be harder to get you on local TV because not everyone understands LinkedIn. So that's where we have to lean into your hero's journey of why you're an entrepreneur, why you do what you do, and all those things, right? Like we have to bridge the gap between your messaging and your story and what's happening in the news and relevancy to then get your, earned media interview or placement or any of those things.
What's the biggest challenge that you see, not just PR firms, but PR in general facing right now? Because obviously social media marketing is a huge thing, email marketing. So a lot of people may not see the value
Mhm.
in leveraging a PR firm. So what, in your opinion, being on the business side of things, what are the biggest challenges that the PR industry itself is facing right now?
So I think it's a couple of things. When you look at all the major publications, Men's Health, like all the big, media outlets in New York City, there's the writing department and the e-commerce department. So now more than ever, they want to know, well, how is this product or story going to bring impressions or products to our website? So it's very data driven based on, well, if you sell a product, how much money are we going to make and all those things. So it's very data driven. And that if they feature you, they want impressions, they want to drive traffic to the website, and they want to make sales. So I'd say that's the biggest shift is that it's very metrics focused. It's looking at trends, why X people are searching for this, and is very data driven.
Now, what changes, or I would say pivots, do you see going on in the PR industry that will positively impact the PR industry itself, but also those that are investing in PR firms like yours?
That's a good question. Positive changes. I mean, there are more media outlets, there's more independent media outlets. Entrepreneurs are becoming content creators. So you have a podcast, you have a LinkedIn account. So I'll actually view you as a media member too. And that the face of a media member doesn't need to be a TV producer or a writer for a website. I view content creators as a media member who has their own audience too. So I think it's really more looking at audiences first. And it's not necessarily the look of a traditional media member is evolving and changing over time.
It's just really funny. I remember, my wife and I have talked to multiple PR firms, and I remember talking to this one, and we actually worked with one PR firm that ended up giving us our money back because they just could not deliver on what they said they could do, which we appreciated that. But there was another one that I spoke to that basically, I just feel like a lot of people are pushed away from it because there are those boutique type PR firms that charge 20, 30, $40,000, for X amount of exposure. But I think it's hard for people to A, justify the investment because B, they're not really sure what the rate of return is going to be or the ROI, so to speak. So how can you clarify that for the audience as far as some of the upfront costs that you do have to make investing in yourself and your business, and what opportunities then present themselves by leveraging a PR firm like yours?
Yeah. So the reason why you hire a PR firm really is their Rolodex, their execution, and management of the process. That is really the why behind it, because literally media members probably get 500 plus emails a day. So if you were to try to do it yourself and then get the media contacts, you wouldn't be in your wheel of genius. Where I see the ROI come into play really is the building your brand. We send a lot of referral traffic to websites for brands that are doing paid traffic, and they integrate our publicity into that. Is actually lowering the cost of acquiring a customer. For brands that are selling products on Amazon, we are actually driving traffic to Amazon, which is helping our products on Amazon rank closer to the top on Amazon. it also is community building, and every interview you do gives you 30 pieces of content. So you could literally spend all day Friday creating content or hiring someone to interview or to record content of you, or you could work with a publicist to do interviews to then get those, raw video clips, TV, podcasts, etc., and then get 30 pieces of content per interview too. And your feedback with the PR agency, like I get that a lot, but I guess my question is, what were you looking for? What were your goals at the time, with PR? Like what were your goals and like what didn't happen?
Well, I mean, I think that's a great question that people need to, ask themselves before. I just always give forewarning to people that, there's always going to be a point where you have to pay to play. Your organic marketing and your organic network is only going to take you so far. And that's when leveraging a PR firm like yours or doing, Google ads or Amazon ads or Facebook and Instagram ads, sometimes you do have to step into that pay to play aspect. So, Heather, if you could leave the audience better by, I guess, painting a picture for them of when you feel it's right for that sole, proprietor or that company, that small business, when do you feel it's the next step for them to kind of move into the PR world? What recommendation would you give that person listening to this or watching this of when you feel it's best for them to then move into the PR aspect of things?
Sure. So, and you have to have a proven business model. You have to have testimonials and products that are, you have raving fans. That's the first component of it. But like, because I've seen a female entrepreneur on Instagram scale her business by 40% from getting in the media. She increased her prices. She now gets way more leads. She's on TV. She creates a reel, all those things. Because I've seen, us getting our clients in the media and then posting on their LinkedIn page, and I've seen how it's helped them, have conversations and close more leads. I feel like PR, if you have a proven business model, is something you have to do. But I understand not everyone has 20 to $50,000 in total, or 3K to 10K a month to invest in PR. It just doesn't make sense. That's why, from doing this for almost 13 years, we are really trying to disrupt the agency. We created a PR service with a software that's a subscription model that is 80% of what you typically invest in PR services. So right now, way less than 1K a month. So, I would say, like, if there's a brand that wants to scale and they have a proven business model and they have testimonials, they absolutely should do PR, because they can add all the press to their LinkedIn banner, their Instagram account. They can use the press to nurture their leads, and it will make you stand out amongst your competitors. Just like we were talking about testimonials, reviews, and case studies, to me, getting in the media is another, stamp of credibility that you can use to nurture leads and, get more leads. And you can post it on LinkedIn too, right? Like, all this amazing content, instead of endorsing yourself, you have other people endorsing you too.
Love that. Could not agree more. So, Heather, if people are interested, I have one final question, but before I
Yeah.
get to that, if people are interested in learning more about you and your PR firm, understanding who you serve, how you serve them, and the things that you can do for them, what's the best way for people to connect with you online or on social?
Yeah, so you could go to publicityforgood.com. If you're wanting to test out PR in more of a subscription model, that's less expensive. You can go to Signal Raptor. It's like the dinosaur raptor. Those are the best websites. Otherwise, you can just find me on social media, and you'll have all my social media handles to reach out as well.
Awesome. And as Heather mentioned, all that information will be in the show notes and the email that obviously you received to listen or to watch today's episode. So, Heather, final question before we sign off. What does
Yeah.
success truly mean to you?
Yeah, my gosh. I mean, it's really impacting as many people as possible by helping them scale their business through getting in the media. That's the first thing. I mean, we will be a top PR agency. We are building our PR software, and going to be serving thousands of brands and helping them get their message in the world. But I mean, on a personal level too, it's just continue to serve our clients, be the best at PR, but then like be able to be more of a present mom. Like I have two under two, I have one on the way. So like just getting everything in place to continue to grow our family, our team, and our clients.
Awesome. Well, just want to wish you continued success and
Thank
congrats
you.
on number 3 on the way. And I completely agree. You know, serving others and leaving others better and helping other people. You know, they always say you'll never work a day in your life if you love what you do. And I think you're a testament to that, that you love what you do. And, yes, you get paid to do this, but again, it's your choice and it's something that you love, and just appreciate everything that you brought to today's episode, and
Thank
all the
you.
knowledge and all the debunking of PR that we did today. So thank you again for being here. So, as always, everyone, please continue to support the podcast. Like, subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. If you're listening on Spotify, iTunes, or any of the major streaming platforms, please subscribe to the podcast. Also, leave us a rating and review on iTunes. Let us know what you loved most, what you want to hear more of. And again, you know what our mission is, getting to 1 million listens and beyond, and we are almost there. So I just want to thank all of you for your continued support. So everyone, please enjoy the rest of your days. Love and gratitude. And I'll talk to you next time. Thank you so much for checking out today's episode. If you could, please support this podcast by hopping over to Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, or any place that you're listening to this. Leave us a rating and review. Let us know what you loved most and what you would like to hear more of. But also, if you would like to learn how to take your business to the next level, whether it's using LinkedIn or working directly with myself and Nancy in our intimate group coaching programs, you can head over to www.thetimetogrowth.com or scottaaron.net to learn more. Thank you again for your support, love, and gratitude, and I'll talk to you soon.